You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN E-mini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things E-mini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro. Joining us today, Mr. Michael Borg. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon, welcome back. Today is Monday, second day of October 2023. Thanks so much for joining us. Whoever you are, wherever you are, we're just glad to have you right here, right now. We do 2 live broadcasts every trading day. This is our second live broadcast of the day. The first live broadcast is from 9:15 a.m. Eastern to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. That's our live training room. That is reserved for members only and those who are taking their 1-week free trial. If you've not taken your 1-week free trial, just go to mytradingiq.com, and at the top of the page there's a link and it says 5-day free trial. Click the link, the journey begins. And it doesn't matter what day of the week or weekend or hour of the day that you register for the free trial. What will happen is once you register, we'll get your desktop set up, get your indicators indicating, and then the following trading day, that's when your trial will actually begin. So you'll get 5 consecutive trading days, even if it stretches over a weekend. Now, once the live training room ends, we take a 30-minute break and we come back at 12 noon Eastern for the afternoon broadcast, which is open to the public. That's everybody, everywhere on planet Earth with an internet-connected device. There's 2 different ways to join this afternoon broadcast. Best way, go to mytradingiq.com, scroll down to where it says afternoon broadcast, click the link, complete the 30-second registration form, and you're done. Going forward, every trading day, you'll get an email about an hour before this broadcast starts. So at 12 noon Eastern, all you have to do is simply click the link in the email and it will automatically log you into our platform. When you do it that way, you have access to the question box, so you can ask questions and participate in the discussion. Of course, there'll be days that you're out of the office, away from the desktop, but you would still like to join the afternoon broadcast live. And there'll be days when you're just busy and can't join live, but wish you could. We have one solution for both situations. It's our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CFRN. Easy to remember because all you got to remember is the CFRN part. You already know that youtube.com. Not only do we broadcast live every trading day on our YouTube channel, but we actually archive each and every daily broadcast. Currently, there's over 2,300 daily episodes archived for your educational and viewing pleasure. And if you're new to the world of CFRN, it's a great way to get to know who we really are. Not just today or this week, but over the years. You can scroll back, thanks to YouTube, 6 weeks, 6 months, a year, 2 years, even more, and just pick a couple days at random. Listen in. You'll quickly see the thread of connectivity, the thread of continuity that's woven through each and every daily broadcast. youtube.com/CFRN. Let's open with a word of prayer in our daily devotional. Our topic for the past week has been visioneering, based on Andy Stanley's book by that name. Today's our final day, and today's scripture is Nehemiah 13:31, and I'll share it with you from the Message translation. All I cleansed them from everything foreign. I organized the orders of service for the priests and Levites so that each man knew his job. I arranged for a regular supply of altar wood at the appointed times and for the first fruits. Remember me, oh my God, for good. Again, that's Nehemiah 13:31. In his book, Visioneering, Andy uses the biblical figure of Nehemiah to illustrate the effective pursuit of a vision for one's life. Nehemiah got the war-damaged city of Jerusalem back together and functioning as it was supposed to. He organized the people to rebuild the city's wall. He instituted social and spiritual reform. He got the temple operating again. And he convinced the people to observe the Sabbath as God intended. As I've said, everybody ends up somewhere in life. Nehemiah ended up somewhere on purpose. Then, when he had completed his vision, he asked God to remember him with favor. This shows he had a sense of destiny. He never lost sight of the divine nature and significance of his work. Like Nehemiah, you have a destiny to fulfill. God has placed before you opportunities and responsibilities that are brimming with divine significance. He has given you gifts, talents, and relationships that are waiting to be exploited on behalf of his kingdom. You have a multifaceted mental picture of a preferred future. In other words, you have a vision. But as Nehemiah's story demonstrates, it takes more than imagination and passion to make what could and should be a reality. A vision requires more than a singular encounter with God. For even those experiences where he clearly births an idea in your heart will not provide you with the tools or the momentum necessary to see it through to completion. Visioneering requires patience, investigation, and planning. Visioneering requires faith in God's ability to work behind the scenes, confidence that he will orchestrate what he has originated. There will be seasons when you feel like you are making little, if any, progress. In those times, it will be easy to get distracted. This is when you must join with Nehemiah in declaring, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. That's Nehemiah 6:3. Whether your visions are family, ministry, or business oriented, they require constant attention. So stay focused. Most importantly, remember, there is divine potential in all that God has put in your heart to do. The end of a God-ordained vision is God. His glory is the ultimate agenda. Allow your Heavenly Father to exploit the visions you are pursuing for His glory. As you pray and reflect, identify the steps and challenges that He immediately put in front of you in your own course of visioneering. Then, the only thing left to do is get going. Join me in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, as we reflect on these closing words of Nehemiah 13, where Nehemiah says, remember me with favor, we are reminded of the importance of seeking God's favor and grace in all that we do. Lord, just as Nehemiah had a deep desire for your favor, we too desire to live our lives in a way that pleases you and reflects your glory. We acknowledge that our greatest need is your favor and approval. As we go about our daily lives, may we continually seek guidance and wisdom. Help us to make choices and decisions that align with your will and your purpose. And Lord, when we fall short or make mistakes, remind us of your abundant grace. May we never hesitate to seek your forgiveness and restoration, knowing that you are a God of mercy and compassion. We pray that our actions and attitudes would bring honor to your name, just as Nehemiah's devotion and leadership brought about positive change in his time. Use us as instruments of your love and transformation in the world today. Lord, remember us with favor, not because of our own righteousness, but because of the righteousness of Christ that covers us. May our lives be a reflection of your grace and your glory. It's in Jesus' name we believe and pray. And everybody said, Amen. Amen. Happy Monday, guys. Here it is, another week. Let me give you the numbers from around the world. I'm going to start here in the U.S. with cash markets, or the indices as they're called. Currently the Dow down 190 points. NASDAQ up 47. S&P 500 down 14. The Russell 2000 down 23. So again, we're faced with that mixed market proposition. 3 of the major indices in the red, but the NQ trying to climb that hill up 47 points, which for the NQ really isn't a lot. So we'll see where we are by the end of the broadcast. In the commodity basket, crude oil is down $1.27, trading 89.52 last. That's a drop of 1.5%. Gold down $18.60, trading 18.4750 last. That's a drop of 1%. Silver down $1, trading 21.44 last. That's a drop of 4.5%, or $5,000 per contract traded. I really didn't think we would see $21 silver again, but here it is. In the Asian markets at the close, Nikkei fell 97 points. Shanghai rose 3. The Hang Seng gained 436, which is just over 2.5%. In the European markets at the close, FTSE down 97. That's over 1.25%. DAX down 139, almost 1%. And the CAC down 66, just shy of 1%. So we had a mixed day in Asia. It was a red day for the UK. And as mentioned, it is a mixed Radio Monday here in the US of A. We got the Dow, the S&P, and the Russell in the red. And the Russell, by the way, it's in the red over 1.25%. Only the NASDAQ in the green, up 44 points and dropping, so it seems. Okay. Well, choppy start to the week. Logic 247. We ended last week okay. So far this week, we're in week 270. Over the last 270 weeks, we've issued over 15,100 individual handcrafted alerts. I think we're at almost 15,200. What we've averaged over those 270 weeks is 20% or less of the alerts being stopped out. Since the markets opened last night at 6 p.m. Eastern, we've issued just 7 alerts. Still waiting on 2. This was as of 7 a.m. this morning. Valerie will update the recap this afternoon and this evening. So we had 5 actionable alerts, of which 2 or 40% would have been stopped out based on not risking more than $300 per contract per trade, less when possible, based on market structure and a very simple process that we teach all of our passport holders in their unlimited one-on-one mentoring sessions. Doesn't mean you risk $300 on every alert. Number one, you have to assess how much potential profit is there in the alert. That's easy to figure because it's the difference between the entry price and the final exit price, whether it's a long or a short. But then you have to make a decision. Are you going to get out at the initial target, which is designed to get you your goal for the day? Or do you plan to stay with it to the second target, the third, the fourth, the fifth, however many there are to the final target? If your plan is to stay with it as far as it goes, the maximum you risk is $300 per contract per trade, as long as there's at least $300 of potential profit in the alert itself. But if you know in your mind that you're going to get out at the initial target, get your goal for the day, put the mouse away, then that's how much your risk should be. I hear it all the time. Okay, so the deal is you risk $300 on all of the logic alerts. I'll say it again. No. You assess the alert. The alerts are a training tool. Okay. It's not like a tip sheet at the racetrack. It's designed to help you learn to spot windows of opportunity in the marketplace. When an alert comes out, the first thing you should do, if it's a market you trade, is you should go look at the 30-minute chart. See the window of opportunity that the alert represents. The more often you repeat that process, get the alert, go look at the 30-minute chart, the sooner you'll start to see the windows of opportunity yourself. And our goal for you is that you become self-sufficient, that you no longer need us, that you no longer need anyone to tell you when to get in or when to get out. All you should need is a chart with a good data feed and a fast internet connection. And by simply observing the chart and our very simple set of indicators and our very simple strategy that you've learned, you see the opportunity. And when price reaches the window of opportunity, you then are prepared to take action. I think last week we ended up with, 17% stopped out for the week. As I said, over 270 weeks, the average has been 20% or less. There have been a couple of weeks where we finished a little above 20%, but there's been a lot of weeks where we finished the week 3%, 5%, 8%. It's all in the Logic 247 channel, so you can always go and check it out. Just got to do some scrolling. There's 270 weeks worth of alerts and recaps in the channel. Now, the logic alerts are based on current price action, and because futures trade around the clock and we have traders around the globe, an alert could come out at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. So you're going, what, I'm supposed to stay up till 2 a.m. for this alert to come out that may or may not come out? No, not at all. Use what you can use and let the rest go. It's really that simple. What you can do, though, is when you wake up and you see that there was an alert at 2 a.m., you can still go to your 30-minute chart, study the alert, study the chart, and understand over time, it's a process. Welcome to the process. You'll understand why it was an alert. You'll begin to see the window of opportunity yourself. That's you getting closer to being self-sufficient. Along with the logic alerts, we still have our original alert service, the concierge trade alerts. And they're a little bit different in a couple different ways. Number one, they're based on historic price action, whereas logic is based on current price action. When current price action meets historic price action, that's where you'll find some of your best high probability, low risk trade opportunities. The CTAs are published shortly after the Globex Open each evening, Sunday through Thursday. We all know we're in the Monday session right now, but You have to remember, especially if you're coming from the world of equities, for a futures trader, the Monday session starts Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. And the Monday session will end today, not at 4 p.m., but at 5 p.m. Eastern. The Tuesday session will begin not tomorrow morning, but tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. Once this report is published, last night it came out at 7:05 p.m. Eastern. BlueX opened at 6. Report came out an hour and 5 minutes later. The first thing you do is go to whatever markets that you actually trade and make a note of where price is at the time the report comes out. It'll always be between these two numbers. Along with making note of where price is at that time, draw a line in the sand at the long target, draw a line in the sand at the short target. Those will serve as great visual cues to help you stay on the right side of the street. Now, once you've done that, if price gets above the 30-minute BBC, then what the market is telling you is it's attempting to reach the long target. If price gets below the 30-minute BBC, then it's attempting to reach the short target. It's really that simple. Now, on the Logic 247 alerts, I've already looked left for you to spot potential obstacles, previous swing highs and swing lows, which can become current support or resistance. That's why there's multiple targets on the Logic alerts. With the CTAs, you get to look left yourself. That's part of that process of learning to be self-sufficient. Along with learning to look left to spot potential obstacles to the move, you will learn over time how price behaves at a weekly trading zone. The weekly trading zones are published every Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. Published the zone since December 14th of 2009. An important thing to understand, price is always trying to reach a weekly trading zone. If price is above the 30-minute BBC, it's trying to reach the zone above. If price is below the 30-minute BBC, it's trying to reach the zone below. You simply have to resist the urge to make it more complicated than that. Remember, price can only do one of three things: go up, go down, go sideways. As long as you know which way the wind is blowing, then it's pretty simple to reach your goal for the day. Now, this broadcast is open to the public, so unless you're a member or a trial member, you did not get these targets last night. So for you, you can grab a screenshot. If you're watching after the fact, you can just hit pause on the video and jot down whatever numbers are important to you based on whatever markets you trade. So let's go look at the daily chart. And here we are, back where? At the 50% fib. Now, as price was coming down, we talked about the fact that, see, the first time down, the 38 gave us a huge bounce. We've come down really twice to the 50% fib, and we got a decent bounce from 4,300 up to 43.71. That's a 71-point bounce right there. Now, institutional traders look at daily, weekly, and monthly charts the way you and I look at 30-minute charts, 5-minute charts, tick charts, and range charts. Every institutional trader out there knows price is sitting on the current 50% fib retracement. So we anticipated a bounce here. We got one. And as with the 38% fib retracement, we may get a second one. Okay. What's important now is to see price trade below the low of this doji from the 27th of September. That would be 42.77. Then we've got these lows right here, 42.63.64. Then we've got the 62% fib retracement. Now, technical analysis 101, which talks about all different kinds of patterns and whatnot. We're not really pattern recognition people, but when there's something this big and this obvious staring you in the face, it's kind of, well, it would just be wrong, I guess, to ignore it. From the top of the head to the neckline, that's how you measure. And then when the neckline breaks, you move that measured move down. And what's very interesting is that the measured move lines up with the previous bullish cross that led to this extended move. Whenever there's a bullish cross, whether it's on a daily chart or a weekly chart, a bullish cross that leads to an extended move, the first time price revisits that area, it will almost always be good support. The opposite is true of a bearish cross. So here we sit on the 50. We've touched it today. Today's low, 4,300 half. And we've got it clocked at 4,300 and a quarter. So maybe we've missed it by one take. Getting below the 50 is important for this downward journey to continue. And remember, this is the spot that we would anticipate based on two things. The measured move of a head and shoulders pattern. Now that's nothing proprietary. That you're going to find that in every technical analysis book you read. Okay? But what's very unusual about this particular measured move is that it lines right up this bullish cross. So this is like a siren song calling the market down. But it's got to get below this low. Then it has to get below the 62% fib retracement. Now, see all this congestion over here? It didn't make a lot of sense at the time it was happening because this didn't become the 62% fib until this high was put in. Now we go, okay, that makes sense. It's almost as if the market knew where it was headed, ultimately. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. We'll save that for another day. But we know price moves in legs. Leg, retrace, leg, retrace, leg, retrace, leg, retrace, leg. The pullback to the BBC holds more often than not. But we know that eventually price will reach a point where no one is willing to pay one tick more, and that pullback to the BBC will actually trade through. So now we have, after all these legs to the upside, we have a leg to the downside and a retracement to the BBC, and a leg and a retracement, and a leg and a retracement, Then we trade through again. And on the day that happened is when I drew in this trend line and this one. And gee, they do look kind of similar, don't they? What we were wanting to see is if price would break this trend line, take out this high, and negate pattern. See this bearish cross here that led to an extended move, right? What happened when price came back to that area? Resistance. That has pushed us down through the 38 after getting a nice bounce. Down to the 50, we've had a nice bounce, but we haven't closed below the 50. So the first day that we close below the 50, then we can say that the move is on to get to the 62. Now, this price have to stop here? No. But I'd be really surprised if it didn't give us a very nice bounce. Remember, institutional traders are watching daily, weekly, and monthly charts. Some will tell you that fibs are a self-fulfilling prophecy because everybody believes it's going to bounce. Well, whether that be true or not, use it to your advantage. If you want to do more research into fibs, just do a little Googling. Don't buy that $20,000 software, because every trading platform I've ever seen has free fib drawing tools. And the automated ones will draw so many lines on your chart, you'll just be like, it'll turn into analysis paralysis, and you don't want that. So we know where price is trying to go. We understand why. Broke the neckline. Okay. Now, just as price moved in legs to the upside and has moved in legs to the downside, at some point, price will revert to the mean. In our case, the mean is green. It's called the BBC. It just stands for bull, bear, cross. When price crosses above the green line, we're bullish and anticipate higher prices. When price crosses below the green line, we're bearish and anticipate lower prices. Higher prices, lower prices. So whether it happens right here, which it could, we could find support right here at the 50. Remember, this is the first, second, third, fourth day that we've touched it. We almost touched it on this day. So at some point, it's going to look like the pattern has probably failed. We're going to race back to the BBC. Now, if we drop a little and the BBC gets down to the 38% fib, we could get a real bounce because we'll be bouncing back to the 38 and the BBC. But as long as that pullback holds, then that will just be another leg retracement and the beginning of the next leg of the journey. Okay. Institutional traders move price because of account size. Their accounts are denominated in hundreds of millions and billions and trillions of dollars. A typical retail trader has an account in the thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. So whatever market you trade, you may not trade the S&P. You might trade crude, or you might trade Walmart or Amazon or Bitcoin or the British pound or the spider. If you'll spend just 2 minutes each day looking at the daily chart, you'll have real insight into what the institutions are doing or not doing. Is this selling or is this a lack of buying? You say. How can I tell? You really can't. Sorry. And what kind of volume do we have on the day? We got very light volume. Well, today's not over. So we had 2 million on Friday, or 1.2 million today. See, it takes financial commitment for price to rise, but for price to fall, all it takes is for the institutional buyers to hit the pause button. All alerts are based on the 30-minute chart. These are last week zones because all alerts published on Sunday night are based on last week's zones, because the new zones don't come out until Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. So on tomorrow's afternoon broadcast, my chart will show the new current week's zones. We gapped higher on the open last night, ran right into a weekly zone. When price moves up to a zone, we expect resistance. When we drop to a zone, we expect support, resistance. So we get a pullback to the BVC, we make another run at the zone, it holds, sends us down and through last week's zone, and takes us right to the CTA short target. When the market finds support, it will go look for resistance, which it found at last week's zone, 43.34/35. And that resistance has sent the market looking for support. It did not find it here at blue and sideways. In fact, we're back to red and falling. So should you anticipate lower prices looking at this 30-minute chart? Absolutely. The vertical line separates today, Monday, which began last night, from, this was last week, Friday. Same thing here. Gap higher open. Okay. Market attempted to reach that long target, but just did not have enough buying interest. And that tells you a lot. It tells you that once price gets below the 30-minute BBC, start looking for opportunities to be short the market. Okay. So we certainly hit the short target. And then when the market found support, we pulled back to the BBC, the pullback held, then down we go. On the Russell, okay, market opened here, gap higher open on all the indices. And up to the zone overhead, just shy of it, a few ticks. We pull back to the BBC, the pullback holds. We get enough movement to give you your goal for the day on the long side. And then price gets congested here at the zone. Only one of three things happens at a weekly zone. 70% of the time, it's going to be consolidation, 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 consolidation. 20% of the time, rejection. 10% of the time, the slice. And so, after we take out the short target, we hit the zone, we hit the zone. Now keep in mind, these are last week's zones, because all of these alerts and targets were published last night at 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Let's go to the NQ. Here's where we gapped higher, just like the other indices. It just kind of traveled sideways, pull back to the BBC, made a run right to the target. Dropped to the zone, consolidated, dropped a little lower, and ran into the support that was established back on Friday, which pushed us back above the BBC, hit a big green candle all the way up, and then a pull back to the BBC, and then back up to the zone. And from the zone, we come all the way back to the zone below. That's how price moves from zone to zone to zone. That covers the indices on crude oil. Here's where we opened. Ran right up to the zone, found resistance. We dropped, and the pullback held at the low of the opening candle. Pushed us back up to the zone. We got below the BBC and we dropped to the short target. Got above the BBC and the zone and took us up to the long target 3 times. Then price gets below the BBC. Blue and climbing turns to red and falling. We drop to the short target and we drop to the zone where we consolidate. And the step line is about to cross red and falling. So look for a pullback to the BBC. Remember, price always reverts to the mean. And the pullback holds more often than not. Silver, here's where we open. Dropped right to the short target, and just kept dropping. Never thought we'd see $21 silver again. But here it is. This is why you have to embrace all possibilities. And on the euro, here's where we opened last night. Pulled up to the BBC, consolidated, got above the BBC, ran up to the long target, came back, got below the BBC, hit the short target, consolidated here at the zone, and the euro is still dropping. Michael should be here. Are you here, Michael? I guess he's trying to log in. To become a lifetime member with no recurring fees, no upsells, no nonsense, not ever, go to eminifuturestrading.com. 2 mouse clicks, you're a member for life. With no recurring fees. If you have questions, call Valerie at 949-42-EMINI or send an email to support@cfrn.net. You ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
Here we go. Bring that over here and go over here. All right. Show that. Let me see. Did I fix that? I did not. Let me fix my name.
Okay, looks good.
Great. Jump right into it. Right, type B period. There we go. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Monday, the first business day of the third quarter of the year, the first business day of October, and the second day, actual calendar day of October. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go here to mytradingiq.com, and right here is where you sign up for it. Look, I updated that. It says 9:15 to 11:30 now. Sign up for your free 5-day training now. I am starting up at 9:15 now to 11:30. The market's really open at 9:30. So that first 15 minutes, most days that first 15 minutes ends up being just, I guess, time to go over things. But usually I don't get the goal for the day in the first 15 minutes. I did today, but usually I don't. I usually get it like as soon as the markets open up. Anyway, so that's where you sign up for the trial. Once you click on that, you can be brought to this page where all you have to do is fill out this form. Down here at the bottom, if you use TradingView, give us a TradingView username, and if you use NinjaTrader, give us a NinjaTrader machine ID. Okay. Otherwise, just go here to trading platforms, follow the instructions on that page. All right. All right. The spreadsheet. We had a pretty good start today. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you have to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. We're up 155 ticks in the NQ, 1 tick in the Russell. We were down 5 in crude and up 7 on the ES. That put us at 817.5 on the morning session. Today, it took 7 minutes and 2 trades to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up $1,550, and we took a total of 23 trades this morning. So on the month now, we're up $817.50. First day, we're averaging that much per day. Just to keep things in perspective, last month we ended with 6,370 and we averaged 335 per contract. per each morning session. Down here on the year now, we've gotten our goal for the day on 182 out of 186 days, and that puts us at $82,112 on the year. Again, that's one contract, about 1 hour a session. And on the year, we're averaging $451 per contract per morning session. If you were to quit trading when you get your goal for the day, this month we went to 10 contracts, right? 10 contracts this month. If you were to quit when you get your goal for the day and you were to add 1 contract per month, so far this year, you'd have only had to work 58.16 hours if you did everything exactly like I did, got all the fills that I did. 51.16 hours, and you would have averaged $2,334 per hour. Okay. Now, there was something that was brought up this morning that it gets brought up every now and then that I think I will go over again right here. Over here in the right-hand column, guys, we have a net profit column with an $8 commission and net profit column with a $5 commission. So this morning for the whole session, we took 23 trades, and the $817.50, if you did everything just like I did with 1 contract, after commissions, the 23 trades with an $8 round turn, which nobody should have, would have been $633.50. With a $5 round turn, which is closer to what everybody should have, somewhere in between there is where you should be, $702.50. All right, that's the net. If you were to trade all 23 trades, now again, the goal is not to trade 23 trades. The goal is to trade as many as it takes to get the goal for the day. And today it was 2. Took 7 minutes and 2 trades. So the commission on that might have been $10. And for me, that was to get to $1,550, but in the room it was $155 with 1 contract. So it would have been $145 after commission. Okay. I just want to go over that. This column is over here, and I do it on a monthly basis. I don't fill that in on a daily basis. All right, I fill it in on a monthly basis. Okay, good. Let's get into the trades. Just want to make sure we're all straight with that, and now we'll get into the trades. Yeah, I'm trying to shrink this up. We had trades in each market today, I believe, right? Yeah, the crude oil, we were minus 5 ticks is what we ended on crude. The crude was giving good trade setups today. Just I took the one that stopped out, and one of our fellows this morning, one of our passport holders this morning, commented on how good the green arrows were on crude. And well, I missed that one, and I took that one, and it stopped me out. And I didn't take that one. I didn't take that one. I didn't take that one or that one. Or that one. or that one or that one. I don't know where I did trade again. I did trade one more time on crude. It might have been one of those green arrows. I traded one more time and I got 5 ticks. That put me at -5 overall on crude. And I did only have 2 trades. So somewhere in here I took up one more trade and I got 5 ticks in profit. But you can see in here when we get into the break, there are 2 more green arrows here, both of which worked out great. So crude oil was great with the green arrows today, except for the one trade that I took that stopped out. And that happens. It happens to me too, just like everybody else. Okay, in the Russell, we didn't have that many trades in the Russell, just a couple, and they were early on. So there's a break even. There's our 1 tick trade right there. That was our single tick on the Russell today. And that was right at the morning session. It's just as we started up the morning session. It got down to where I wanted it to go. If I had held on to that trade, it would have given us the goal for the day. But I couldn't do anything after it because it didn't put in a lower swing until over here, and then it didn't give any more trade setups, and it was choppy and sideways, and it finally gave a trade setup in here, but I missed it, gave another one here, and I missed it, gave another one here, and I got a break even, another one here that I missed, and this was inside the weekly trading zone, another one here, break even, and you see there were black arrows in there, but I was only going for the green arrows, and this was all during the training session. From here, actually, right over to here, I didn't take this one, but that would have been a break-even trade had I taken it. A couple more green arrows there, but that was during the break. That one didn't put in a higher swing, so you can take that one. And this one going right down into the zone worked out, but this one would have stopped out. This one would have worked out. And that brings us to the end of the Russell for the morning session. Okay. We ended up with just 1 tick on the Russell. Now the ES. Let's look at the ES. Hang on, I gotta go over here for a second into the live stream. Okay, just want to make sure I got that going over there, ready to go. All right, in the ES now, we had a few trades in the ES, 1, 2, 3, 4 trades in the ES. And we ended up with, I believe those are our trades to start with there. Our first trade was +2. Our next trade was +1. That got us to 3. Then we had a break even. Then we did nothing because we were training. Then I guess in the middle of the training here, no, that was after the training. Went from +3 to +7. I took 4 ticks profit on this one. And I believe I was pointing this out. For some reason, I thought that's where it was going to go. No, that's not. It can't be it. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but I'm pretty sure I was saying the prior swing high was one place that it was going to get up to. This yellow arrow, if I'd have been thinking it right here, the end would be right here. So it was something else that I was thinking earlier. But you can see I had another green arrow right there. Then it changed directions. Now I wouldn't have taken these black arrows. I would have been waiting for this green arrow all the way down here, and I wouldn't have taken this one because it's going into the zone. And sometimes these black arrows are just awesome. There's something to be said for taking the black arrows, but got into a no trade zone here during the break, and it just recently gave another trade. Now this isn't a direction change, so you could take the black arrows here. Okay, it's not a direction change. All right, so now the NQ, where the majority of our trades were, as usual, and we have about 3 minutes left to cover the NQ. And it should be enough. Let me hit Control and scroll. It'll be faster than trying to slide it over all these times. If anybody has any questions, you should ask them. Type them in right now while I'm trying to scroll this thing back for us. And there. Okay, so I believe that this is where we got our goal for the day, right here. Let me bring up the question box. I don't think I brought it up. Here it is. I have the question box now. All right, so in the pre-market, there was this nice trade right here, green arrow trade that I missed, and I grabbed this one. Now I grabbed it on a pullback here. In my first trade, I got 30 ticks profit on. So I grabbed it back here on the pullback, and it gave me 30 ticks profit. I didn't do that one, but I grabbed this one, gave me another 30 ticks, and got me to 60. Then I missed that one. I mean, I got a break even on that one. I had a stop out in here. Hang on, somewhere in here. I think this is where I got the goal for the day. It was on this one, guys. I don't think I put the arrow on it. I got the goal for the day on this one, and then I got 30 more ticks on that one. I'm sure that that's what happened now. I got the goal for the day on that one, and then I got 30 more ticks on that to put me at plus 60, and then I stopped out. That's what it was. I was looking with the stop out. I stopped out here, and that put me down to 40, and then I got this one, got another 30 ticks, put me back up to 70, then 3 break evens in a row, 4 break evens in a row, and let's see, going all the way over here. All right. So we're at 70. Then I got this, and I picked up 13 ticks on that. It put me to 83. Then we were doing the training in here, so I didn't have many trades, if any, in there. Okay, so there were a lot of nice green arrow trades in there, but I skipped them all. In here, I had a break even. I had a small win in here. Here it was. I had a small win in here. I went from 83 to 89, then I went from 89 to 95. I missed some stuff in here. I went from 83 to 89, then 89 to 95, then 95 to 125, and then 125 to 155. So I missed some trades in there. Unless I missed them in here, it's possible that I just don't see the arrows. But there were some trades in there. Anyway, what I did is I went from 30 to 60, from 60 to 40, from 40 to 70, from 70 to 83, 83 to 89, 89 to 95, 95 to 125, 125 to 155. That's how it went this morning. It's 1 p.m., so I got to get into the next session here, but we'll just quickly look at how it went during the break. Okay. Oh, look, there was another trade here. There was one there and one there right at the end. That's one of the ones I missed. So the other ones are in there too. During the break, just the green arrows. That would have been okay trade to take. You couldn't have taken that one if you took that one. You couldn't have taken it anyway. This would have been okay. We would have had some profit on that. We would have had 30 ticks on that. Some profit on that. 30 ticks on that. Break even on that. Maybe a break even. No, I wouldn't have done anything with that. You need to put in a lower swing. 30 ticks on that. Or maybe a stop out on that one. Some profit on that. Some profit on that. Stop out on that. I'm not sure would I have done that. I probably wouldn't have done that. Long-term direction was flat. 30 ticks on that. And that's how it ended. All right, and that brings us to where we currently are. So on the NQ, we ended with plus 155 ticks. On the crude, we ended with -5. On the ES, we ended with +7. And on the Russell, we ended with +1. That was how our morning went. Now let me start the live stream over here. Okay. There we go. Okay, the stream has begun. And now, we don't have anything here on crude oil yet. We're changing directions here on the Russell, and we're going into a no trade zone here on the ES. We're coming out of a no trade zone here on the NQ. Now, the NQ is curious because it's in a position where you could have a ribbon trade as opposed to an arrow trade, okay? Because it didn't come out of the oversold. That's why that is just a little curious to me. It should get up above the prior swing high. It should get up above right here, okay? So here, I'm trying to hit break even on that. Yeah, I just did. Okay, now my stop's at break even. I'm locking 4 ticks. Now we're at 10 contracts right now because we are in the 10th month. We earned our way up to 10 contracts so far this year. That means every month, if you look at the spreadsheet right here, the spreadsheet we fill out at the end of every session, every morning session, it goes back over 10 years with our daily results. Every month I have to earn $2,000 to be able to add a contract. So we started out in January, earned $2,000. February I had to earn 4. March I had to earn 6. April I had to earn 8. May I had to earn 12. Right? No, I had to earn 8. I had to earn 10. June, is this June? Yeah, June I had to earn 12. You get it, right? So every month I have to earn $2,000 per contract more. So last month I had to earn 18,000. I ended up with 24,000 with 9 contracts. Okay, so we just took that and we got whatever we just got on that a minute ago. And it gave another black arrow right here, but it didn't really give us a higher swing, so I wouldn't take this. Now, if it moves up some more and pulls back, I'll take it because we do have a higher swing here now. On the ES, we're just going sideways. On the Russell, we're just going sideways. On the crude oil, we're just going sideways. You see the no trade zone. This blue background right is a no trade zone. You don't want to trade when price is in that, right? Right now, if you get an up close on this right now, we're not coming out of the oversold, so there's going to be no arrow associated with it, but it would still qualify as a long trade. It'd be 98 up to 902 right now. Okay, 98 up to 902 is what you'd be looking at on that. And if that drops down below 98, well, then it'd be lower than that, right? And now it is lower than that. So I'm going to cancel the order and figure out, there it is right there. Okay, so we just went long right there. And now we anticipate that it's going to get up to here, but after 8 ticks in profit, I bumped the stop to break even. Okay, so it's got to get to right there to get the stop to break even. It has a 20 tick stop on it. Right, on the NQ, all trades start out with a 20 tick stop because it's a 15 tick range bar. That looks like it's going to stop me out probably. But maybe not. If it drops down below this level right here, it's going to stop me out for sure. So if it gets below 95.50, it'll stop me out. But I'm going to get my finger on the break even button in case it gets up to 91.50 here. Okay, it's almost up there. Almost. There it goes, 91.50. All right, so my stop's at break even. And I'm out with a break even on that one. Now, for those of you guys who are in the live stream, why did I take that trade? You might be asking. Hold on, I'll explain it to you. Okay. I took that trade. These are the rules for the trade setup. If you go to mytradingiq.com, also this is where you sign up for the free trial. Go here to sign up for the free trial. These are the rules. Go to mytradingiq.com and click on trade rules right here. Okay. And what I just did there was this entry rule, a long trade. Did I have an arrow? I did have an arrow. Okay. So we had a long trade, a buy with the slingshot. The black line in the ribbon. The ribbon is this stuff in the middle of the chart right here. The black line must be on the bottom, and it is. And your long-term direction must be bullish. It is. You must be coming off a higher swing in this case, which we were right there. And see, those two are right here. All trades must come after higher or lower swing, long-term trend direction. So long-term trend has to be bullish in this case. And black line and ribbon must be on the bottom, as I showed you, and in the green or silver. And the lead or the black line in the slingshot must cross above the oversold level. Okay, so right here, the lead or the black line in the slingshot crossed above the oversold level right there. Right there. Okay, that's what we needed to have, and we did. And the rules say after you get 8 ticks in profit, you bump the stop to break even. And that's what we did. Okay, so we don't have trades anywhere else right now at all. But so we're waiting for a change here. You see, the long term was going bullish right here, and it just changed right here to bearish. All right. So what we need now is a pullback all the way up to test the ribbon. A pullback up to test the ribbon. Okay. All right. Anybody in the live stream, if you want to see any other symbols or anything like that, just type in the symbol that you want to see. Okay. I know I got a text message today from, I think it was Hugo. I'm not sure. Hugo, was that you that texted me? No, it was not Hugo. Okay, it wasn't you. Well, then Lexus is not in here. So I got a text message from somebody today that said they were trading Forex, and what's a 2115 country code? What is that? Let me look that up. That will narrow it down for me. 215 country code. WhatsApp. Oh, this is 216. 215 country code. 215 does not exist. It's a WhatsApp. 25 WhatsApp code. I don't have WhatsApp, so whoever texted that to me. Okay. It's looking like it's here in the United States, Pennsylvania. It's looking like. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Anyway, wherever you are, I don't have WhatsApp, and you put your name in there, so I can't. We are in no. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's WhatsApp code though. Where's my phone? I guess it's the same thing for WhatsApp, right? Okay. Oh, what about? I thought it was 215. What about 256? 256. That does not look like a WhatsApp. That's got way too many digits. I don't know how many digits a WhatsApp has, but that's got 4, 8, 12. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so 256. I have no idea what that one is. I thought it was 215, but 256 is what it is. Well, anyway. Oh, okay. That's Alex or Lexus this morning. Okay. Yes. He came over from. Yes, thanks, Hugo. Thank you. Okay. So he texted me and he wants to do a meeting, but he only has WhatsApp. But he was in the room. He came over from TradingView this morning. And I set up his indicators for him. So yes. Yeah, I will do that. I'll send him a link to Telegram. he should have gotten all that when he got the email for. I don't know, Dwayne, in Uganda. I'm sure there's places in Uganda that aren't, poor. I'm sure there's places where things are going well. I have no idea though. You've been there, I haven't. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, anyway, he's taking the trial, so he is a trial person. I will treat him as I do every trial person. I think it's him. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's a short over here right now, black. Now, this is not really a great trade. I mean, it's almost off the ribbon. The thing I don't like about this is we had a direction change. And when we have a direction change, I like to have a green arrow. All right. The reason is because when you have a green arrow, you're actually bouncing off of something solid, some level of support resistance that's solid, that's defined over time. If you get a black arrow, it's just a quick pullback in the direction. It's a quick pullback against the momentum that you're in. This is a deeper pullback that is going to have room to get up to the prior swing high to continue the trend. A lot of times these have no room to get up to the prior swing high to continue the trend. So this is not really a valid trade. I want to see a green arrow here instead of a black arrow. Okay. I wanted to put in a lower swing, pull away from all this right here, and then pull back and give us another shot at it. All right. This over here on the NQ though, you could take that. That's a little bit different because we didn't change directions here. All right. We did hit the ribbon and we didn't change direction. So you can take the black arrow at this point. All right. And I just did. Here it is. And so we anticipate that that's going to get down to the prior swing low right here, right? Now, after I get 8 ticks in profit, the rule says bump the stop to break even, and it just hit 71.75 a second ago. So that is why my stop went to break even. Over here, it's starting to put in a lower swing here on the crude, but it hasn't quite finished it yet. There, we did get a nice swing there. That's good. Over here on the NQ, and we're just going sideways there and there. Now, he's not in here right now. Lexus is not in here right now. I did show how to get in here at the end of the session and the value of getting in here to see all that you have. But he's not. But I'm going to show it anyway. Let's just do it with this Russell, since I'll do it with the ES since it's not going. Oh no, wait a minute. I have this. I always forget I have these going over here. I have a 5th one that's probably already on a Forex thing. Maybe the next one's on a Forex thing. The 6th one. Nope, neither one of them is. Okay, I'll go back to the 5th one. And I'll just blow this up. So that worked out. This is working out. Now this I like better over here on the crude. Now if it pulls back up and it hits the ribbon, that'd be awesome. Same thing here with the NQ. Okay, but really quickly, I don't know what I did. Oh, this was from partners meeting, I think. I was just using the MA1 and the BBC, part of the context. Let me just get rid of that. I'll throw a new one on. Throw a new context on there. And look at the EURUSD. EURUSD today. All right. Now, this is what he said he trades, EURUSD. Now, with Forex, you can't really do it on a smaller time frame. I mean, you can do it on range bar, but you got to do a bigger range bar. And the context, the sensitivity, that's going to be something a lot different. Now, because Forex has a spread, 25 range is probably the spread. So you want to do that on like a 50 range or something like that. Or just get away from range bars altogether and do it on like a minute bar or something like that. But we'll go with this for right now. This is way too conservative. All right. When you have that many decimal places, you need to have like that many decimal places. So 0.000005, we'll say. And that may be one too many. Hang on. There. That's better. Okay, so what we want to have is a no trade zone where the market gets flat. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the Forex EUR USD, and this is on a 50 range bar. Okay, so your stop on this is going to have to be about 75 ticks from the entry point. 75 ticks. I don't know what your spread is going to be, but it's going to be 75 ticks. Okay, and I mean it's the same stuff, right? You look for your green arrows, you look for your lower swing, you pull back your green arrows. If it doesn't hit the ribbon, down here in the slingshot, I apparently turned that off for some reason in my training. The slingshot is all the same down here. Everything is the same. The EUR USD. Okay, like right now, you're overbought. You came off a lower swing. You'd be looking for a down close on this bar. So 50 ticks lower than the high of the bar is what you'd be selling. Right, 51 ticks lower than the high of the bar. Or pips is what they're called, I think, in Forex. Right. Let's see. In here, the Russell hasn't pulled back, and the NQ changed directions. It gave that black arrow right there, and then it changed directions right here. Look at that, a little bit bigger. Let me spread that out. Yeah, we had a break even on that, I think. And we took this trade here, and now this black arrow I will not take. A direction change, we're gonna have a green arrow right here. Okay, we have a green arrow on the direction change. So I'm back here on the Forex. Still hasn't decided yet exactly what it's gonna do. Okay. All right. So back in our world, that is not Forex. We'll just go back here to this. And look for trading opportunities on the crude oil over here. We want to pull back up and test the ribbon here. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Pull back up and a test of the ribbon. Over here, we're getting a test of the ribbon here on the NQ now. We've got a low here of 89.25 now. The low of this bar is 86.75. So we're looking at 90.75 right now. 90.75. Oh, it just closed up there. There. Okay, here it is. I got slippage on that of a whole point, but that's okay. I'm still in it. So look for 8 ticks in profit, and there it is, 8 ticks in profit. So stop to break even. Now you see what we're bouncing off of here. You see this right here came down to the tick and bounced off the midpoint. Now the midpoints are derived from the weekly trading zones. The weekly trading zones are delivered every Monday morning to our active partners and passport holders and trial members, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna lock in some profit on this. I can lock in 8 ticks. Now we have a 30 tick target on it. 30 ticks is up here at 901.25, and it looked like 901.25 was higher than what my target was. Actually, 30 ticks was not 901.25. The swing high was at 901.25. My 30 tick target was up here. But anyway, we just locked in a little bit of profit on that, so that was good. Yes, let me go back here for a second and see if anybody's asking anything out here in the live stream. Has anybody asked for anything yet? Yes, if you want to see any of the symbols, just type it in. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that was Lexus for sure now. I will respond really when I'm not sure that they get my text messages. If they texted me on WhatsApp, did they get a reply through my text message? I mean, do I get a text message from them? No. How do they get a text message to my phone if they're using WhatsApp? Okay. Just like normal stuff. Oh, it should be on my Wi-Fi, right? Okay, well, I won't text anymore. I texted 3 times. And got no response. All right, we're oversold here right now, so we'll get a black arrow if we get enough close, and it pulls it out. And I seem to have lost my NQ. Here it is. All right, so there's the black arrow on the over. Pull out of there. Now we just got 8 ticks in profit. I think we did. I did. We got up to 0.5, right? Yeah, we got up to 0.75. Either way, this should work out and should put in a higher swing right here. We want to see that get a higher swing. We want to see this get up into the overbought and that get a higher swing, and then for it to retrace and do it all over again. Okay, wow, it's 122. This morning, it's just, this whole day is just flying by. All right, let me see. All right, I'm gonna minimize that and come over here and yeah, so we want over here now on the crude oil, we want it to pull back and hit the ribbon. All right, we have a nice lower swing. On the Russell, it has pulled back and tested the ribbon. We have a little bit of long-term trend right there, so we can take an up close here that will give us a green arrow off the ribbon, I believe. It's going to be 70.6 up to 71.4 right now on the Russell. Okay, so I missed this right here. Did I take the black arrow? I think I did, didn't I? I got to break even on the black arrow. So I can't take the green arrow because I took the black arrow. Every trade that I take, every trade that I commit to, it must do what I expect it to do, all right? And that is put in a swing. Okay, it must put in a higher swing before I'll be able to take another trade in that direction. The reason I do that is so I don't take 2 trades in the same direction and get stopped out twice in a row. Put the higher swing in. If it doesn't, I'm not going to take another trade until I get a higher swing. All right. The surefire way to stop from getting 2 stop outs in a row in the same direction is to not take 2 trades in a row after you get a stop out. All right. Just pointing that out in case it wasn't obvious. Okay. All right. So we want to see this. I want to see it move up. It's got, if you look down here at the bottom, the totals down here at the bottom are about equal. So it's got chop kind of written all over it right now. We're in a good spot. If this is going to be the chop, we're in a good spot. So we should be able to get our stop to break even. Yeah, you see that number right up there? That's where it's going. And it's working its way up to the weekly trading zone too. So that's a good thing. We have that up there, 75.9. It's just right up above there, right up here. I think as we start moving up, you probably see some more numbers up here that look a little more appealing, assuming that it does start moving up. And my stop is in the wrong place. All right, so we did put in a higher swing over here on the NQ, and it's pulling back down to test the ribbon. So we'll have another trade there in a minute. Crude oil, I want to see that pull back up and test the ribbon. And that's what we want to see. Okay. We need 4 ticks in profit to bump the stop to break even. It's going to hit 0.8 right there. Now the swing high is right here at 2.7. 2.7 is way up here. Is the swing high. Okay. The NQ is not going to give us any kind of an arrow right here, and I'm not sure that we did touch the ribbon. Let's just look here. Oops, I gotta bring that Russell back up. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Back up. Where's my Russell? Here it is. There we go. It needs to get to 0.8. 1 more tick. It's gonna go. Just move this over. Did we hit 0.8 yet over here? No, we didn't. There it goes. Okay, so now we're at break even. And now I think it's gonna go up here to 0.7. So I'm just gonna lock in a little bit on this. Probably get taken out with 2 ticks, but it's not going with a lot of attitude. Now, what I was trying to see over here is if we actually hit the ribbon. We did hit the ribbon on this, so it's too late to do anything now. But I was looking at the low on this. You see the low right here? low is at 2.5, and right here, the ribbon is at 2.68. So the ribbon is above the low, so it did hit the ribbon there. That's what I was trying to point out to you. So that was a valid trade right there. I didn't take it, but it was a valid trade. And I got a couple of ticks on that. And we're back into the weekly trading zone here on the ES and over here on the crude oil. Wanted to pull back up and hit the ribbon. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Lori, that thing you wrote in the breeze last night, just kind of struck me because that was the subject of the service yesterday, at least the last part of it. And how it relates to numbers. All right, so on crude, we have a black arrow right here. Now you can take the black arrow, right? I think, can't you? Yeah, well, no, we didn't really hit the ribbon, so we're still waiting for a green arrow over there. That's not gonna work out. Right, on the Russell, this is working out here. We want that to put in a higher swing and then maybe pull back before it goes up to the zone. I don't know if that's going to, though. The ES went right up to the zone. It might consolidate there, and if it does, that's going to mess up the Russell too, probably. All right. So the crude, if you took the black arrow, you should be watching to move your stop to break even when you can. The NQ, if you took this, that was great. It put in a new higher swing. It might pull back. It's going for the zone above right there. Okay. I am so happy I put these zones on TradingView. It took me 6 months to figure out how. But the key was this thing right here. Scale price chart only. And I made the midpoint too. That was worth doing. I think our users are enjoying that. See the midpoint? Do the tick. Midpoint is a great thing to use for a target when you're a long way away. You have a huge space in between the zones. This morning, I even drew a quarter point right here. I drew a quarter point on this one. I was just curious whether it was going to get hit and be valuable. It's not looking like it did, or was. I was just curious if it would be. Anyway, back in here. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so the crude trade, if you took the crude trade over here, you should be locking in profit right now. And there's another NQ long trade right here right now. We're coming off a higher swing. I did take that one. Here it is. And we'll be looking for that to give us a higher swing right here after 8 ticks in profit. And we just hit that. We're going to throw our stop at break even. We are getting up to the prior swing high. We're going to lock in some profit. And we have a 30 tick target way up here. Now, the prior swing high is at 1850. So the prior swing high is right here. So the 30 tick target is going to require us to go through the prior swing high, which is what we should do anyway. Okay. You anticipate 30 ticks right there. You anticipate that you're going to exceed the prior swing high. That is what keeps the trend going. Now, if you get in this trade here, or you get in this trade right here, the weekly trading zone is up here at 945. Right, 945. And those of you guys that have been with us for any length of time, speaking of length, those of you guys that have been with us for any length of time, you also know about these things, right? This is in Wednesday's lesson plan. These things, where the heck did it go? Uh-oh, my chart just locked up. Okay, that's not what I was trying to do. That is what I was trying to do. Okay, these things. So we exceeded that leg length. We got all the way up to here getting that leg length. And so if you look at this one, that puts it up pretty close to the zone, right in there. Okay, so we might get another pullback here and then another push up. Crap. Lost my audio. I was saying, if you're in here on the free trial, the only way to get, if you're in here in the live stream, the only way to get the indicators is to take the free trial. Go here to mytradingview.com, click on this, and you take the free trial right there. Okay. I was thinking that this was going to do this last leg length. I don't know when you lost my audio, but yes, Laurie, for all of us. All right, so this has gotten a pullback on it now. I thought it was going to give a second leg up when it came off the ribbon right here. You see it did not. To not complete that leg up, the ES is bouncing off the ribbon, should go up into the zone, and I just realized that I've gone over by 3 minutes. Again, if you've not taken a free trial with us, you see that what we're doing here just happens again and again and again. The goal is not to trade all day long or take 100 trades a day. The goal is to get your goal for the day. And today, we did it in 7 minutes and 2 trades. We were at $155 per contract. We had 10 contracts on. So after 7 minutes and 2 trades, we're up $1,550 this morning. Okay, that's where you want to be. All right. Again, if you haven't taken the free trial, go here to mytradingiq.com, sign up for the free trial right there. Be on this page right here, and make sure you give us your TradingView username right down here. Okay, no credit card required. Just sign up there. All right, that's it. Let me go back out here and shut off the live stream. It's in here. Thanks for coming, everybody, on live stream. We'll do it again tomorrow. All right, now I'm passing it back out to you in fabulous Phoenix, Arizona. Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park.
Recap of the morning session.
Today, it took 7 minutes and 2 trades to get to $1,550.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys, once again, to become a lifetime member, no recurring fees, no upsells, no nonsense, never, not ever. Go here, eminifuturestrading.com. A couple mouse clicks, you're done. If you have any questions, call us at 949-42-EMINI or send an email to support@cfrn.net. Now, when we say lifetime, there's no fine print involved. It simply means lifetime. Mine or yours, whichever runs out first. What does it include? Of course, it includes access to the live training room every trading day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Unlimited one-on-one private mentoring. The methodology and strategy you learn, the indicators you own for life as a passport holder are fluid across all markets, all time frames. Futures, stocks, crypto, forex, ETFs, doesn't matter. Price flows the same across all markets and all time frames. As a passport holder, you also receive the Logic 247 alerts, the concierge trade alerts, and you're able to attend the Thursday night members only workshop every Thursday night. And it unlocks all of the private channels in Telegram, which means you can go back and watch previous workshops along with many other things. It's everything a trader needs, all under one roof, one low price. Let's wrap it up with a good word for the day. We talked Friday about the secret of self-control. Today, fix your mind and change your life. Philippians 4:8. If there's anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Paul writes, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Again, that's Philippians 4:8. If you are serious about wanting a better life, you must change the way you think. Best way to stop thinking about something is simply to think about something else. When you don't enjoy a certain TV program, what do? Switch the channel. Does the channel you don't like no longer exist? No, it's there anytime you choose to switch back to it. Likewise, when you find yourself stuck in a repeated thought pattern that's detrimental to you, one that plays like a broken record in your mind, take action. Refuse to loan your mind to the devil for his schemes. Only place a thought can live is in your mind. The only power a thought has over you is the power you give it. God says in Deuteronomy 30:19, I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life. God gives you the options, but he won't exercise them for you. Choosing the right thought is like flipping a light switch. It dispels darkness and illuminates the room. Your most dominant thoughts will control your life, so make sure they line up with God's Word. Today, fix your mind and change your life. That's our good word for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with his mercy and with his grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading E-mini futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.